Look at the kind of shoes you are wearing, one boy shouted, and the laughter spread through the schoolyard like fire. Another added, Dubem, are those shoes or carved wood? The children roared again, pointing at him as though mocking him was the most exciting game of the morning. Fulici Dubem lowered his head. He wished the earth could open and swallow him whole. The shoes on his feet were brown, cracked and lopsided, with strings that barely held them together. To the other children, they looked like trash. But to Dubem, they were treasure, the very first pair of shoes he had ever owned. At just 13, Dubem's life had already been harder than most adults could imagine. His parents had died when he was still very small, and since then, he had lived with his uncle, Okafor, in their village of Umuola, in Enugu State. Uncle Okafor had 2 children, Chika and Obinna, both about Dubem's age. They lived comfortably compared to him. Their uniforms were always clean, their shoes polished, their bags new. But Dubem, he was treated like a servant in the house. Auntie Ngozi would shout his name from morning till night. Dubem, wash the uniforms! Dubem, sweep the compound! Dubem, go and fetch water! Now! Sometimes she sent him 3 or 4 errands at once, and if he delayed in any, she would twist his ear or hit his head with a wooden spoon. The children, Chika and Obinna, did nothing. It was Dubem who washed their uniforms, polished their shoes, even solved their homework. He was intelligent, brighter than both cousins, but his brilliance was hidden under poverty and raggedness. At school, the difference showed. His uniform was faded, torn at the sleeve. His school bag was a stitched-up rag, and until recently, his feet were always bare. He endured the pain of walking on hot dust and sharp stones every day. Still, he endured. One day, his teacher, Madame Nena, had looked at him with pity mixed with irritation. Dubem, you cannot continue like this, she said before the whole class. You must wear shoes to school. Go home and tell your uncle to buy you shoes. That evening, Dubem gathered courage. After sweeping the compound and fetching water, he approached Uncle Okafor, who was reclining on a wooden chair outside. Uncle, Dubem said softly, my teacher said I should ask you for shoes. Please, Uncle, Dubem begged. The teacher said. Before he could finish, Uncle Okafor dug into his wrapper, pulled out a crumpled 100 naira note, and threw it at him.